Now, the other pillar of innovation is team. It's really all about the team, and I think this new world requires old world knowledge mixed with youthful exuberance. Or as Rosabeth Kanter said, fresh thinking comes from fresh sources. So when I started Travelocity.com, it was inside of American Airlines. Now at American, you had to come in through the bottom, through reservations, through marketing, starting at the very bottom. I said, no, I want to hire from the outside. That wasn't allowed. So I had to fight really hard. I said, look, I'm fighting Expedia. I need some young people from the outside. So they finally let me hire from the outside, a bunch of rocket science people who thought the industry was broken, only they could fix it. They had messianic zeal, but they had no industry knowledge and no industry contacts. On the other hand, we had the .corp, or you might say the .corps. We had the suits who said the industry was fine. It didn't need fixing. They worked at a slow pace, but they had the domain expertise. They knew travel. You put them together, they fought like cats in a bag. It was nuts. But out of that crucible came some wonderful ideas. You need different perspectives. Jack Dempsey, who started Square and Twitter, says, we mix disciplines to improve our work. You want good debate. And yes, we have to teach the old dogs new tricks. But you have to teach the new dogs old tricks anyway. Susan Creedle at Leo Burnett, where my dad worked for many years, said that hiring is like putting together an orchestra. And I think that's true in a big organization. I think it is like getting everybody to play the right instrument. But that isn't what innovation's all about. Innovation's more like a jazz band. It's more like getting 2 or 3 people together who can make music without a script. And that's really different. And sometimes that means you have to hire people who won't fit in. Would you have hired this guy? Maybe not. Became the world's richest man. And I got to know Bill pretty well because at American Airlines, he was our account rep. He used to come down and call on us. And back then, as now, wickedly smart, very insightful, and just a little strange. You might not have hired Bill Gates, you know, and you would have made a mistake. Gordon Moore said, the world wants geniuses. It just wants them to behave like other people. They don't. They're hard to manage, and they will give you wonderful ideas. Spend the time, you know. Hire those people who will challenge you. And we heard this before. Hire rock stars. Rock stars hang out with rock stars. Boy, did I see this at kayak.com. Our CTO there, amazing hiring manager. He would go anywhere in the world if he heard of a great programmer and convince them to come to Kayak. And once we got some, we got more because the rock stars want to hang out with the rock stars. And they brought the whole organization up. We went public with 200 people in our company. Only 200 people. Company worth $1.8 billion. Why? Because it was full of extraordinary people. They weren't just good. They were great. Negativity is a problem in innovation. Negativity can wipe out innovation. Negative people are energy vampires. They suck the energy from a room. So maybe they can fit somewhere in your organization, but not in the new idea department. Okay? They need to move somewhere else. Look at this graph from Cotter and Haskett. Look at the difference between a defensive culture and a constructive culture. Stock price, 900% versus 74, gain, net income up 800%. Does culture matter? Yeah, matters a lot. Positive culture matters. And as you change the culture, some people will leave. They won't like the size, they won't like the pace, they won't like the new model. That's okay. That's good for you and that's good for them. Certainly happened at Travelocity. We went from 10 people to 4,000. Because one person can make a difference, either positively or negatively. One persistent guy at Expedia beat Travelocity. One guy kept saying to his boss, we need to put air, car, and hotel together dynamically and let the passenger get a discount on all 3. Nobody had ever done that before. It took him a year to convince the boss to do it. Took them another year to build the software. When they introduced it, they doubled their sales in 2 quarters, past Travelocity like we were stopped. Travelocity never caught them. One person can make a difference. One person with a vision who's willing to stick to their guns can make a huge difference. Steve Jobs said, I love to go to car shows and see those concept cars. I'm so excited. I always want to buy one. Why is it when they come out 2 years later, they look like crap? And they do. And you can't buy one. But his vision looked at these phones and made these phones. He battled his way and led the team to have everybody have that vision. So it looked wonderful when it came out. Leader makes a lot of difference. And by the way, in innovation, you need to keep your team small. Amazon has a great rule, 2 pizza teams. If it takes more than 2 pizzas to feed the team lunch, the team is too big. Okay? Big teams don't innovate, little teams do. So work on culture, work on team.